Hello and welcome back for another video. In this one, I'll be breaking down the top 10 NBA players born in the United States of America as of right now in February 2023. These days, the NBA is oozing with homegrown talent ranging from all ages. Narrowing the list down to 10 was quite the challenge, so I added 2 honorable mentions at the end. I'll start at the top where most will be in agreement and end at the bottom where there will be more controversy. So stay tuned through the whole video to find out who made the list and who didn't. And without further ado, let's get started. Number 1 is the King, LeBron James from the LA Lakers. LeBron turned 38 this year, but somehow he looks to not only not be slowing down, but he looks to be speeding up, as he's had 2 of his 4 career 30-point seasons occur this year and last year. The other 2 occurred more than a decade ago in 2006 and 2008. Personally, I would still trust LeBron the most in a playoff setting more than any other American-born player today. Hopefully the Lakers can indeed make the playoffs so we can see the King in action on the main stage in April. Number 2 is Kevin Durant from the Brooklyn Nets. KD was having an MVP caliber season averaging 30 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists with the Nets in the 2 seed in the East. That was until Jimmy Butler fell into his knee causing an MCL sprain on January 8th, and he has yet to return. Since then, the Nets have been in disarray as they now sit in the 4th seed with Kyrie Irving leading the charge, recently demanding a trade. Again. None of this should take away from how special of a player KD is though. He's looked borderline unguardable on offense this year with a true shooting percentage of 67%. Basically meaning defenses are surprised when he misses at this point. Not to mention, KD is having his best defensive season since 2017 when he was on the Golden State Warriors. Number 3 is Steph Curry from the Golden State Warriors. Steph has been playing like an MVP this year, but unfortunately, that hasn't amounted to many wins as the defending champ Golden State Warriors sit in the 7th seed with a 27-26 record. Steph turned 34 this season, but doesn't look to be slowing down one bit, as this will most likely be his 3rd highest scoring season behind 32 points in 2020 and 30 points in his unanimous MVP season in 2016. In my opinion, the Warriors will make the playoffs this year, but need to make at least one smart trade to beefing up their bench to be able to return to the NBA Finals. Either way, Steph will continue to be a menace on the offensive end with his off-ball movement and otherworldly shooting, leaving opposing coaches with migraines. Number 4 is Jayson Tatum from the Boston Celtics. Tatum was the frontrunner for MVP early on in the season, but that noise has seemed to die down as he's fallen out of the top 3 of the NBA's most recent MVP update, with Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis leading the way. Fortunately, that hasn't stopped Tatum from continuing his strong play, averaging 31 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and with a team record of 36-17 sitting at the 1 seed in the East. Jayson Tatum and the Boston Celtics probably have more important things on their minds than regular season accolades, like winning the NBA championship in June. Let's see if they can make it happen. Number 5 is Damian Lillard from the Portland Trail Blazers. Lillard is the definition of a professional scorer as he's averaging 31 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists this season. Over Dame's last 11 games, 6 of them have been 40 or more points, with one of them being a 60-point game that resulted in the most efficient 60-point game in NBA history. Truly impressive. Dame has stuck to the loyal route with Portland as he is the face of the franchise, but unfortunately, this hasn't resulted in much winning this season as the Blazers sit in the 11th seed with a 26-27 record, 1 game outside of the play-in. Regardless, Dame will continue to do what he always does, which is ball out. Number 6 is Anthony Davis from the LA Lakers. AD was playing like a potential MVP and Defensive Player of the Year for the first 2 months of the season, averaging 27 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, and 2 blocks. That was until he picked up a foot injury that costed him over a month of play. But AD is back now, looking like his early season form after putting up 34 points and 11 rebounds in the Lakers' last game on February 4th. It's been the same old story for most of AD's career. He looks to be an all-NBA talent when on the court, but has trouble staying there due to constant injury troubles. What can't be denied is his stellar play on both ends of the floor and being an overall matchup nightmare for opposing bigs each night. This is where things start to get controversial, and number 7 is Ja Morant from the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja has played at a high level all season, averaging 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists with a team record of 32-20 while sitting in the 2 seed in the West. This season, Ja has been working on taking his facilitating skills to the next level, and that's exactly what he's done, averaging a career-high 8 assists per game. In addition, over the last month, Ja is averaging 9.5 assists and 11 assists over the last 2 weeks. The Grizzlies' name has been in the news lately as they look to be a leading candidate to try to acquire OG Anunoby from the Toronto Raptors. If the young and hungry Grizzlies do acquire OG, then I could see the Grizz in the Western Conference Finals with Ja Morant leading the charge. Number 8 is Donovan Mitchell from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Donovan got traded to the Cavs, but wasn't shy on his new team at all, as he averaged 32 points through his first 6 games in October. Currently, Mitchell is averaging a solid 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, while the Cavs sit in the 5th seed in the East with a 32-22 record. Mitchell's most notable performance this season was dropping a mind-numbing 71 points, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists on the Chicago Bulls on January 2nd. Mitchell never made it past the second round in Utah with the Jazz, but with this loaded Cavs roster, they look to be making the Eastern Conference Finals with Donovan Mitchell leading the way. Number 9 is Devin Booker from the Phoenix Suns. Booker is only 2 years removed from helping take the Suns to the NBA Finals in 2021, ultimately losing to the Milwaukee Bucks in 6 games. Fast forward to today, and Booker has improved his scoring in both seasons since, with this year being his best scoring average of his career with 27 points a game. The Suns started off the first 2 months of the season strong, with a 15-6 record. Unfortunately, Booker went down with a hamstring injury on December 25th and has yet to return. There are reports that Devin Booker will be back on February 7th versus the Nets, which is good news because the Suns desperately need Booker back as they're the 5th seed in the West with a 29-26 record. Stay patient, Suns fans, as Booker is on the way to save the day. And last but not least, number 10 is Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks. Trae has been the engine for the Hawks ever since they drafted him 5th overall in 2018. Excluding his rookie year, Trae has averaged 27.5 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 9.5 assists over his last 4 years. Many say Trae is a liability on the defensive end, which he is if we're being honest, but few players can recreate what he brings on the offensive end. Trae is able to make tough shots from basically anywhere between half court and the hoop. Trae also possesses top-tier facilitating abilities with eyes on the back of his head. And not to mention, one of his signature moves, the floater or lob fake, where he makes the defender in the paint guess which one he'll do and then perform the other. 2 years ago, Trae took the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals, and last year lost to the Heat in the first round. In my opinion, those cancel out, so let's see what he and the Hawks do in this year's playoffs. My first honorable mention is Jaylen Brown from the Boston Celtics. Jaylen is having a career year, averaging a career high 27 points and 7 rebounds, all while playing next to 31-point scorer Jason Tatum. There have been many trade rumors around the two Celtics wings over the years, but it's clear now that Celtics management made the correct move by keeping the pair together, as the Celtics have been the 1 seed in the East all season. In my opinion, if Jaylen did get traded to his own team as the first option, I think he would average 30 points, similar to what Shai is doing in OKC. The Celtics will need Jaylen to continue his strong play as they look to win it all this year in June. My second honorable mention is Zion Williamson from the New Orleans Pelicans. When Zion is healthy this year, the Pelicans are 17-12 and 11-15 when he is not, while having team stats down across the board. Zion is one of the most unique players in the NBA as he stands at 6'6" and 285, but glides like a gazelle and floats like a butterfly to finish with the most ferocious dunks you may ever see. Zion has continued his injury troubles into this season as he's currently out to a hamstring strain, but has done just enough this year to be voted as an all-star starter for the Western Conference. If Zion can get his health in order like Joel Embiid did, then there wouldn't be much stopping him as he seems to score at will, being a career 60% field goal shooter. Maybe Zion and Joel should have a little chat. Well, those are my top 10 NBA players born in the US of A. Feel free to comment down below whether you agree or disagree with my list and what topic you would like me to cover next. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.
I'm gonna pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.